Let's see. So you said there's no sound. Let me know if you guys on the broadcast can hear the sound now. Please let me know if you can hear my voice on the broadcast. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, still ironing out exactly how it goes, but basically I'm on mobile and desktop at the same time. So it's registering two different mics. So oh my goodness. So the first like 10 minutes then of the show didn't have any sound. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'll just have both of them on the stage and make sure that they're muted, I guess. Perfect. All right. Well, that's crazy. All right. Well, everyone in the show here today, if you missed the first 10 minutes of audio, again, apologies. I didn't realize that that was happening. Go ahead and just listen to the first like 10 minutes of the space if you are so inclined to do so, so you can hear everything that was just shared. I didn't realize you guys couldn't hear anything. And again, also, anyone that's ever on the broadcast, do let me know if you can't hear right away because I am talking right away. I don't have it muted for any reason. There was just yeah, like on the back end, on the what do you call it? Like on the dashboard, you have to manually add speakers up, and I have to manually add myself, and I guess it wasn't added. So again, I'll just reiterate it super quickly here. If you guys can see up on the broadcast side of things, I was just talking about how we're starting to see more and more people coming together. I'm gonna continue to like and retweet them. You know, yesterday I can literally just scroll through my feed. Right, yesterday all of the amazing Hedera holders, HBAR holders, H barbarians. I literally went through every single post that I could find and liked and retweeted. I didn't care who it is. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I care that people are doing it. You know, it wasn't something I asked anyone to do. You guys just jumped on it, which is incredible. You know, that's absolutely amazing. And like I said, I'm gonna continue. Anyone that's jumping on any post, I know some of you guys DM me about it, saying what's going to be the next post. And if you seriously want to jump on any posts, anything like this, you know, again, none of this is planned. It's really just due to the amazing HBAR community that we have here. And if you guys want to jump on stuff like this in the future, just turn my notifications on. If you find any posts, again, shout out to Foxman. If you find any posts like this, no one's gonna stop you. You know, no one's stopping you from quote retweeting or liking or retweeting. You know, and if anyone ever does this, for example here, right? I'm gonna go out of my way and I'm showing you guys now, right? All it takes, and it's simple, right? It's not that crazy. Literally, all it's gonna take is for people to like and retweet one another. I know it's a bit of an ask if people don't wanna. Some people don't like other people or whatever, but I don't care about that. You know, all I care about is bringing HBAR into the top 10, and that's gonna take marketing. You know, it's gonna take the retail community coming together. So shout out to the retail community starting to really wake up, starting to support one another, push one another, and yeah, I mean, this is what we need to be able to see to really gain some traction. I mean, again, I don't care that much about the impressions. I don't want to talk numbers or whatever. You know, I mean, we could see Brady. Brady is the one that first posted. If you guys didn't know, and I quote retweeted that one. So let me find it if I can find it really quick. There's so many posts. You know, where's Brady's post? Hold on, I want to show you. Oh, it's right here. It's probably under the replies. Here he is. Yeah, I mean, we were talking, and then I know Hashpack and the HBAR Foundation went and did one too, right? So we're talking what 30? I think it was like 33,000, 26,000. I'm assuming Hashpack and the HBAR Foundation had like 20,000 a piece. Like that's coming up on like what 60 to 80,000 impressions in like a day, right? I posted this in the morning yesterday. Like this is very much in line with what Hedera is more than capable of doing. And what's holding us back, right? People still being stuck in their silos and like not willing to jump on and like help one another, support one another, right? Like again, I didn't plan this. I didn't ask anyone. I didn't message anyone, right? If you're here, you know I didn't DM anyone, right? Like it's literally just what's happening. And again, it's natural, organic, and we're gonna start to see, arguably, we're gonna start to see more of it. So again, whether it's me, you have friends, you start seeing more and more people start to make content. Again, and I made a post earlier, right? Let me finish this other post really quick before we jump into the speaker panel. Again, if you're on the spaces, feel free to jump up. Feel free to hit that button on the bottom left to jump up and speak. And then, of course, the link in the, oh, let me throw it back up there. The link to join is in my bio. So if you guys, for the broadcast, if you want to jump up as a speaker, feel free to go to my profile and jump up as a speaker. It's that bit.ly link, backslash HBAR daily show. It is a custom link for our show here. Let me find the other post right here, right? Let me hit show more. So again, stop debating, right? on what content to create and just start creating, right? Hashtag HBAR. Make a post, fail, make another post, fail again, right? Post again and again. It's that simple. 1% of you are actually going to do this, right? Be the 1%. It's not that crazy. It's pretty cheesy, right? Pretty cliche, right? But again, I mean, if we're talking about 100 unique people, right? Creating anything, even posting GM HBAR, hashtag HBAR, right? Anything, it does contribute to the algorithm. It contributes to the trending, right? And again, even if you're liking and retweeting people and going for that, we're seeing 80 to 100,000 on any given day, right, of impressions for Hedera. And again, I showed you guys HBAR's trending, at least from my page. If it's not trending overall, then that's news to me. I think Rolf commented on it. But yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to create content every single day and support the ecosystem and try to get as much exposure for the HBAR ecosystem. If you want to come along on that journey, you want to support that journey, you want to contribute to it in any way, I'm literally laying out the ground rule, the roadmap, the white paper for how to do it. I'm trying to lead by example in some capacity. And again, you're bullish on that, you want to support it, that I mean, I'm here, let me know if you want to jump in. All you got to do is like and retweet, essentially, right? No one's asking for money. No one's asking you to buy anything. And ultimately, it helps your bags, right? This is helping get more exposure for HBAR overall. So that's my goal here. I know some people are still pretty pissed off with the foundation or whatever, I get all that. And no one's saying that it's not rightful either, right? Like there's a lot of potential corruption. There's a lot of negativity that's still kind of there in the background, right? We still need audits, right? Where there's like a lot of things that are still there that people are still talking about, right? Which I think is more than fine. But I think within reason, right? Having our expectations within reason, understanding what is to come, and also understanding that isn't only what Hedera is, right? Some people ask me like, how can you still market or support Hedera after what you know? I'm like, well, Hedera isn't XYZ person, right? Hedera is not me. Hedera is not you, right? It's everyone as a collective pushing forward, pushing this technology forward, pushing the exposure forward, right? Because if not, and I'm hyper fixated on some corruption, right, with certain people, and sure, like there's a lot of tokens at play, and we don't know the exact number, so I'm not gonna speculate on that. But if that's what I'm focusing on, I might as well leave, right? I might as well go to Solana, I might as well go to Bitcoin, whatever, right? And go build someone else, go build somewhere else, go use my skills, my times, my talents, whatever, right? And go market and build somewhere else, right? That's not something in my heart. That's not something I feel called to do. That's not something I'm seeing right now, based on what I've seen, what I've learned about the ecosystem in the past 3 months to 6 months, right? And I've been here for like 3 or 4 years, right? I'm only seeing more and more positive metrics across the board. And sure, again, no one disagrees. We don't need an audit or more transparency, or metrics, right? That we should know about, right? No one disagrees with that. And the sooner we can get it, that's great, right? That's better, right? It's more that we can kind of work with and learn from. And again, if we can be empowered as retail by some of the higher ups, whatever that looks like, right? The community DAO, if we got to make our own, whatever, right? That's what we're here to do, right? We're here to have conversations in any way we can continue to push forward to that goal. That's what I'm here for, at least, right? I want to see that vision. I want to see that vision come to life. I want to see that future. I want to believe in that kind of future, right? Because if not, again, what's the point of being here? Just holding on for hope. I don't trade based on hope. I trade based on metrics, concrete details. And sure, there's always going to be some form of speculation to go around on certain things, but again, I really like to try to find as much alpha as possible, and that's why we're able to do these shows every day, right? Because there is always something happening in Hedera. There's always so many community members coming together, promoting one another, pushing the ecosystem forward, and that's the culture I'm trying to bring and push here in the ecosystem. And if you believe in that, then continue to ride. Continue to push one another to be the best that you guys can be as well. I don't want to be all hopeful and optimistic all the time or any of that kind of stuff, but I do believe Hedera is, not to be cliche, I know that's the tagline for our spaces here, right? Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. EST, the place to be in Web3. But I do believe Hedera is the place to be in Web3, and I still believe that. Nothing's really changed on my end in terms of what Hedera brings to the table. And for us as a community, until we get really, really empowered, whatever that's going to look like, right? We still have to have more discussions on that and more ways to be implemented, which we continue to talk about them every day here. yeah, I want to make sure you guys are on top of your trading habits, right? If you have questions, let us know. We have an alpha chat, right? So if you guys ever have questions, let me know. Happy to get you in there if you're not in there already. But I don't want anyone being a top signal in this market. You know, you guys should all be bottom signals. If you don't know what that means, basically, you're making your trades, you know, at the absolute best times instead of the absolute worst times, right? If you're selling the absolute bottom of the market, chances are you're going to miss on all the upside, right? I'm going to share charts. We're going to continue to talk about charts as well, share from my experiences what I've learned, and I hope that the content that we continue to bring here into the ecosystem, continue to bring to each and every one of you guys every day, is of value to you, right? That's the best way for us to move forward. It's the best way to get more eyes on Hbar. All right. With that being said, we are going to kick it to our speaker panel here again. Don't forget to hit that button on the bottom left to request to come up to speak on the space, and then type in that link. Let me bring it back up here on the spaces. Again, join as a speaker, bit.ly/HBAR Daily Show to come up. You can do it on desktop. You can do it on mobile as well. Anyone is welcome to come up and share any news and alpha and just jump up as a community member as well. I do these shows for you all every single day. All right. Let me update the banner here. There you go. All right. Crypto dude, what's up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the stage.
Always good to see Perma, ADH, Salsa Girl, G-Con, everybody here with you, EtaSwap. Yeah, I love that. I mean, we need to support each other. And talking about support, I have a question about the logistic of the, HBAR Daily Show broadcast, right? The reason why I still here using the space through X, is because I don't know if I go to the to your space there, it's gonna be through where? Through YouTube, whatever, and also how I'm gonna see who else is there with me. Like I like here because I know that in here we have, Perman, ADH, sometimes, Seminal, H Bar, G Coin, Elite H, Mr. Wiki. All of us we like this space because we know, like each other, like we're on the same page. But if we go to the broadcast, right? What is gonna be, like what's the logistic to be able to see who's there and all that? Is through YouTube or is through here or how it works?
Yeah, brother. Great question. So for anyone that is interested in this answer, so essentially it's through StreamYard. So if you guys are not familiar with StreamYard, I'd highly recommend just typing it up, looking around, having a go at it. And then on StreamYard, you don't have to download anything. It's just a website, right? It's just like typing in YouTube or typing in another platform. And then basically there's going to be another stage. So if you're not on the stage already, you're not going to be able to see who else is there speaking. So you have to be up on the stage. I have to bring you up on the broadcast side of things. So literally just StreamYard, you'll be able to see the little faces. Now, in terms of everyone in the show. So like if you scroll down on the space right now, I can see EDA Swap, Saucy Girl, Heisen Jake, Gilmore Estates, Elite, H Bart. I can see everyone right in the show. On the broadcast, it says we have 104 people right now. I don't know who is tuning in right now, right? I don't know. I can't give a shout out to you guys outside of just saying, hey, massive shout out to everyone on the broadcast listening in here today, right? And of course, everyone listening to the recording as well on the spaces and the broadcast. But outside of that, right, I can't see that. So I know that there's like a level of interaction, right? Let's just say Perma, he drops off the space right now and he goes on the broadcast. I wouldn't know, right? Which is fine. It's just, it is nice to see, and other people can kind of feel like they know who's listening in alongside them, right? Or seeing it, right? After the show, you can kind of see somewhat, but while you're live, you can't necessarily see it. Does that answer your question?
That helps a lot. Because what I've been doing so far is, I joined the group here, connects, and then I go to the broadcast here as well through your link, and then I'm able to see your screen. However, I just mute that one. Hey, Postmaster, how are you? I've been seeing those training videos, bro. Looking good, Bato. Thank you, thank you.
Crypto dude, if I wasn't sure if you finished there, brother.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you very much. I'm gonna start investigating on that website to, be able to, better assist the spaces that, we like. Thank you.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Again, if you guys are confused, if you're still figuring out how it all works, again, just go to my bio, go to my main profile here. You can just, it's the host profile. And then there is a link for the website right there. It's bit.ly/H4 Daily Show. All you got to do is click that. If you're on the broadcast already, you're going to be able to see it. Literally just type that in on any browser and it should work for you. Mobile or desktop works just fine as well. And then it'll put you up on the backstage basically, and then you have to choose if you want to open your mic and open your camera. If not, you can leave it closed and you can just use your PFP. That's what I'm doing currently right now for various reasons, right? I just think that I haven't made the decision yet to go too doxed yet, even though if you guys want to jump on private virtual calls, you will be able to see my face. That's fine. I've done that with plenty of people in the space. Just right now, I haven't decided to do full docs content, because once you go full docs, I mean, why would I go back to not doing full docs content, right? So again, it's just for personal safety. I just think there's a lot of, unfortunately, maliciousness in the space. I've received a lot of negativity in some DMs, some stuff that yeah. I mean, there's just unnecessary things in Web3, and I think a lot of people feel really bold to make some very negative decisions because they can't actually see you, and then when they do see you, it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do then, right? So very interesting, Web3. I mean, I love Web3 in a lot of aspects, but people are still people at the end of the day, and a lot of it is a lot of negative stuff, some really bad, some really dark stuff. Let's not kid ourselves on that. So again, I mean, I have my personal life. Everyone has their personal life, their IRL stuff, and I want to make sure everything's going well there as well. So yeah, we're gonna continue on with the H4 Daily Show. Crypto dude, I appreciate you coming up here. You're more than welcome to jump back up. I just opened up Coin Market Cap up on our feed here. So again, you guys, I do want to have a little bit more structure on the shows in terms of like, oh, we're gonna have maybe a weather report, right? We'll cover some of the top cryptocurrencies, and then what we might as well jump over to like a Centex, right, and just kind of cover some of the tokens there, right? So give me 1 second, I'll reload Centex because it was the old feed from yesterday, right? So what we'll cover like the top 10 right there as well. Perhaps we'll go on either Saucer Swap, anywhere that it shows like the liquidity pool, right? I think that's really important. Just natively, right? You should be able to see all the pools, just kind of gauge what's going on there, right? And then, of course, we're going to continue to cover as much content as well from different posts, right, in the ecosystem. So, of course, I'm going to talk about the posts that I'm making and seeing, right? And recently, of course, again, if you guys want to jump on, all you got to do is like and retweet. I do believe it goes a lot further than you guys realize. And of course, I mean, this is none of it was planned. No, I didn't DM anyone. It was just kind of something that happened. And what's stopping it from continuing to happen every week, maybe every day, right? I don't know what's stopping. All it's stopping is people just not wanting to be part of it, and I can't change that, right? So again, I'm going to continue to like and retweet everyone that jumps on various posts, whether they're mine or not. We need to see more of that. People having Hbar again. Hbar is trending, at least on my feed. If it's not trending on yours, then I mean, let's get it trending on yours as well, right? That's all I can say to all that. So let me jump over my feed. Looks like Genfinity. I was able to listen to a little bit of it, but Genfinity, they had a show earlier today. I think it was 3 hours long. Yeah, 3 hours and 2 minutes long. Go check out what they're doing. Go show them some love and support. It was a Hbar Network Summer Showcase show as well. So again, I didn't hear most of it, but again, go show them some love. Go go retweet it. I like to save some of it for the show. You guys can actually see me doing it as well. I think they got a pretty solid turnout for their platform here and for Hedera, right? We need to see more and more platforms continuing to win, continue to support one another so we can all succeed at the end of the day, right? If we're just gunning for ourselves, gunning for the projects we're involved in, then I mean, arguably, we're the problem at the end of the day, right? If we're so deeply entrenched in our own silos, like, okay, like for instance, right? Here's the best analogy I can give, right? The whole thing with like the rising tide lifts all boats, right? If you're a boat on the ocean, right, and the tide's rising, but your boat decides, you know what, I want to be a submarine and I'm gonna go deeper under the water. and not contribute to the tide rising, whatever that looks like, right? Okay, well, I mean, arguably, you're just less people are going to know about Hedera, less people are going to know about our ecosystem, just due to that fact, right? And sure, can we get supported and empowered from the higher ups and all that kind of stuff? Sure, but we have to be so loud that we will not be ignored, right? We will not be quiet, right? People are saying, oh, like if we're not talking about the time, we're being quiet. No, it's just we need to get to a point where we're so loud that whatever it is that we're saying, whatever it is that we're doing, makes an impact in a large way, right? And I think I saw that yesterday in the morning, just out of nowhere. A bunch of the HBAR community just kind of came together, and we need to see more of that, right? Get out of our silos. I don't know what the reasoning is, right? A lot of people won't jump on it. Whether it's yeah, I mean, I won't talk about that. It's just again, if you really care about getting the word out and you really want to see HBAR trending, I'm literally just showing, hey, this is how to do it. And if you don't want to jump on it, then that's going to be part of the reasons why Hedera doesn't trend as hard as it should be. So I will just say that I'm going to be super blunt about that. We're laying the ground rules. We're laying the framework of what it looks like. So again, shout out to everyone that did jump on it though. I mean, I went and liked and retweet every single one of you guys. Absolutely amazing. Again, massive shout out. I'm just very, very humbled, very, very appreciative of every single person that is supporting the ecosystem and owning it. You guys taking those steps forward, to me, is owning that you do want to see this ecosystem trend. You do want to support this ecosystem. So that's my personal view, of course. And you can disagree with that. That's fine as well. So yeah, I'm just looking through my feed right now. Here's all the latest news in the ecosystem as well. I'm going to continue to showcase all of the alpha. Postmaster, I know you had mentioned that you might be jumping up and down, jumping in and out of the show here, but I'll kick it to you, brother, if you want to jump in here.
Yeah, I guess I can share here. Oh, it didn't come. Oh, it did come up on the jumbotron. It looks like Joe Rogan's at it again today, sharing some karate combat news. So he's actually showing, instead of just talking about just karate combat, it looks like he's talking about karate combat token and how the tokens it's owned by nobody and governed, by the token. So check out highlights there. With Joe Rogan. He's loving the content. He's loving the fights. He's loving the token. That's huge marketing for us here. Especially the highlight reel he's showing. You can see like the Hedera logo in the background with James getting the life kicked out of him. People are starting to meme that too, so it's getting out there. And Karate Combat Pit is starting to become a recognizable arena for martial arts, and it's really awesome to see, the Hedera logo. And I really hope that other Hbar tokens take advantage and reach out to Only LARPing, look at the sponsorship deck that they have, and see if they can get their logos on the map, because it's 15 million viewers. You could have a highlight on the Joe Rogan show with your logo in the background, which is also it's a gamble, but it's a possibility. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add today. I am about to jump in the pool here, so Godspeed to everybody, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I just added it to the broadcast as well. So if everyone wants to go show some support to the Karate Combat page, looks like they added Joe Rogan on his podcast as well. Yeah, that was an absolutely crazy final match there with James, and I'm totally blanking on his name. Alves. What was his name again?
I'll send you that.
Postmaster.
That shit was incredible. I mean,
sorry, can you say that again? You broke up for me a little bit.
The guy that kicked James, I'm blanking on his name.
That was Alves.
Alves, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But
just kicked him into Never Land. I think he woke up sometime on the way to the hospital. It's okay now, but
good.
Yeah. Probably had a level 3 concussion. That was probably going to be James' last appearance.
Yeah.
Martial arts, but it's a great switch kick. Awesome karate move. I saw the guy doing some highlight, like real practicing for that kick too. So yeah, it's practice makes perfect, and he executed it perfectly. I've never seen a knockout like that in Karate Combat, and it's pretty awesome.
Wow. Yeah. No, it was an absolutely I mean, the more highlights, that we see from these matches, it's just going to put that many more reels, right? You can literally see Hidera in the background. I don't know if they are adding for certain. I heard that they're going to be updating the pit. I could be wrong. Obviously, we gotta get some more confirmation on that one. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see some. Oh, you know what, Thread Guy? I don't know if this is.
Gonna say the gonna say built on Hidera.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean that's a game changer. Arguably that's a game changer, right? If you guys are just tuning in, we are talking some Karate Combat Alpha as well. Thread Guy, I don't know if this is legit. I don't know if they're just messing around, but I know Karate Combat's reaching out and they have some they might have a dialogue going. So this is very interesting. Obviously, we probably know how that fight would go, but yeah, I mean this is just awesome. And yesterday we talked about this, right? This Nashville venue just looks absolutely sublime. It looks absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean these events are just getting bigger and better, and H Barbarians are showing up. It's that much more exposure for it. I don't know how I haven't liked and retweeted this yet. Uh, that much more, and also you guys always talk about liking, retweeting, supporting. Right, I forget to do it too, right? So again, friendly reminder: you're not showing support to the content, right? When I say content creators, I'm talking about all the platforms, right? We're talking about people like Asim, right? Literally the CEO, president of Karate Combat, right? Karate Combat, the actual page itself, right? Only LARPing, Postmaster, myself, everyone that's coming up to speak. If you guys are creating your content, doing your thing, the platforms, the dexes, and so on, right? Join the shows, right? Stay up to date with the latest alpha, the latest news, right? That's the way to get more eyes, more ears, more exposure to the Hbar ecosystem. And for Hbar, let me throw it to the trending page on my side. That's how to get Hidera trending every single day. And you have no idea how many more people will be onboarded to Hidera just from the publicity alone. Postmaster, if you want to say any final words before you drop off, if not, then have a great rest of your day and have some great training, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man. I guess we're getting real close to that event, and I hear that some like. Hold on a second.
You're good, brother.
Sorry about that. My wife just needed to shut up my kid there. Yeah, looks like there could be some like ridiculous fight announcements coming up. Not exactly sure if it's going to be for Nashville, but I know Karate Combat works very, very fast. So, I was thinking to myself like a couple days ago, how are they going to fill it? They go from 2,000 to 10,000 people. How are they going to fill this event? And then they kind of showed a little hint that possibly Sanchai was going to be one of the fighters on the next card. And I said, wow, that's how you do it. So one of the most famous Muay Thai fighters could possibly be on this card, which would be awesome because I'm going to get to watch one of my heroes live at one of the best seats in the house and get to see him at the weigh-ins and possibly talk business with them about doing NFTs and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be awesome, man. I'm really looking forward to it. And looks like we're going to have a huge crew down there, so it's going to be an amazing time. Make sure if you guys are down there, you hit me up so we can meet up and I can give you the itinerary. And yeah, I love you all. Thank you, IPEX, again for the space, brother. And we're going to talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome, brother. Have a great rest of your day. Super excited to learn more and to see more of what you are doing on the back end. Keep creating your content, brother. Much love to your efforts and your resilience for our space, brother. Appreciate you. All right, you guys, again, feel free to request to come up. We're just hanging out here, just covering the latest news in the ecosystem. If you are here and you are not looking to speak today, which is totally fine, I'd highly recommend jumping over on the broadcast side of things so you can follow along with the interactive side of our show. You can see all of the posts and alpha that we are covering here. Give me 1 second here, and I'll be right back. All right, just have to grab some water. So as you guys can see, okay, I do have a speaker coming up again. Feel free to request to speak. Don't forget to like and retweet. Hit that button on the bottom right to support our show. Best way to support our show. And it is free as well. And I really appreciate all of you guys that have been showing up and supporting the Hbar Daily Show. Friendly reminder, we do host shows here Monday through Friday, at 5 p.m. EST, the place to be in Web3. You guys can see one of the posts here under Circle of Games. We haven't talked about them too much here. I haven't played it too much, but go check it out. Looks like they do have Hedera integrated. So if you want to learn more about use cases on Hedera, well, there you go. You can see the Hbar symbol in there as well. And I have heard some people talking about how they have earned some Hbar tokens from it so far. So again, go check out Circle of Games. We haven't had them on the show yet, but we'll definitely have to bring them up sometime soon. Just at circle_of_games, a hub of casual games with integrated crypto rewards. This kind of gives me like the Skelly Bets vibes. I know we've had Skelly Bets up here a couple times. Massive shout out to them as well. I know they have a mint coming up in about a week or two, so we'd love to have them back up on the show very, very soon. We'll have them on soon as well. I was chatting with Christian Hasker earlier. We'll cover that post in a little bit as well. But before we do that, I'm gonna throw it back to our speaker panel. Appreciate all of you guys who come up to speak here today. Again, don't forget to hit that button on the bottom left. If you're on the spaces, hit that link. Feel free to type it in on your browser, mobile or desktop works perfectly fine. It's that bit.ly/HBAR Daily Show to come up on the broadcast. Gilmore Estates, ETA swap. Welcome to the stage. How are you doing? I'm doing great, brother. What's up? Yeah, brother. Can you hear me? Awesome. No, I'm doing really well, brother. How are you? What are you up to?
Good. Nothing. Just getting home. Just checking in, seeing how you're doing. Almost a full month of the broadcast. Congratulations. Everything's looking great so far.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, I think this is. Oh man, this might be. We're coming up on week 4, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's been super fun. A lot more interactive. I've gotten a good amount of feedback so far on how to continue to improve the show. How do we continue to onboard more people? You know, I think that's going to be the name of the game moving forward. How do we impact more and more people? How do we support them? At the end of the day, right? I know the market is looking a bit bleak if you're just looking day to day, you know, and I know a lot of people check out, they sell their bags, they dip out for a bit, but I mean, we're doing our best to set up the foundations, you know, for when things really start to pick up and everyone's just trying to look for the next play, the next opportunity, right? And when we have the foundations in place, we're going to be there, right? We're going to be the place to be in Web3, the show, right? To be in Web3, to just have those conversations, right? So that's what we're preparing for. And again, massive shout out to you for sponsoring our shows on Mondays and Wednesdays. It is going a long way to continue to improve what we are doing here, brother.
Absolutely. Space and show to host. I mean, look at you already on episode 219. I could pretty confidently say that if you weren't doing these, not many people would be talking about Hbar. You know, there's not a daily show besides yours that's as well known. And if there are more daily shows, sponsor them. And as much as we can to promote Hbar.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, your words mean a lot, and that's very kind of you to say. And again, I massively appreciate it, and I appreciate all your support. And everyone that's reached out for sponsorships, any aid, any help, any donations of any sort, it does go a long way, and it does support the ecosystem a lot more than you realize. And again, I mean, we're really trying to push Hbar as much as possible and be in some capacity, you know, the rising tide that lifts all the boats, right? I want to see all of you guys winning. I want to continue to show up for you guys and vice versa, hopefully, right? So again, what was it called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. It's bigger on Hbar, TBH, right? Like those kinds of moves, those kinds of initiatives, those of you guys coming together, liking, retweeting, supporting in that way, like that's massive for our ecosystem. Maybe you might just think it's a simple like or retweet. 100 people did it yesterday, 200 people did it. Like that's a good chunk of the Hbar community, right? Like let's be like super real for a second, right? Like that's a decent chunk of the people that are left that are still active. And obviously, if you chose not to do that, because chances are, if you're in Hedera, you saw it. which I'm not. I don't. I mean, it's really your call if you want to jump on it or be part of it. I don't really see any downside to being part of it. To be honest, if someone could tell me how there's downside, please let me know. Um, but most people in the ecosystem probably saw it, right? Most people in the ecosystem made the decision to either support it, to push the ecosystem forward in that way, or chose not to, right? And then it's going to happen again, right? That one wasn't planned, so chances of it happening again is probably a lot higher. Since we did have my brother, what is Hbar, right? Let's just put that on the table, right? And I've been saying we're going to have that happen once a week, probably at this point. Hopefully every day at some point, right? But it is going to take the bigger accounts to jump on that, right? So anyway, we can start doing that again. That's just gonna have to be the new norm, right? We have to start pushing each other, right? Supporting the content. And if you're just jumping in, let me let me go back to the post here that I was saying, right? You're telling me if you past few days, HBar's trending. Imagine if everyone that held HBar comment to HBar various posts. Let's make this the new norm, right? Like until that becomes the new normal for our culture here in the ecosystem. Again, shout out to Foxman. I think he was the first one that quote retweeted my post here. But again, if you're doing that, I'm gonna like and retweet it. If other people are doing it, go and show them support. Go click like what I just did if you're on the feed, right? Let me just show you really quick. If you guys aren't familiar with how it all works, right? You see a post, right, that you really like. You go to the retweets, whether you retweet it or not already, it's not the point. You got to go to the actual quoted post, and you can go and scroll through all the quoted posts, and you can just literally just go. I guess I could just go to my main profile and show you guys what I did. And this is what works, right? I was there. I'm not here to take all the credit or whatever. That's not the point. But when my brother, what is Hbar, happened, it happened at like 1 or 2 in the morning on the spaces. Me, Patches, and Fresh. If you guys know Fresh as well, he was doing space. Him and Phil were doing spaces there. I don't know if they still are, but shout out to them on Mondays. We were just there and we're like, hey, Bit God, he's asking about Hedera, right? My brother, what is Hbar? We all just quoted it and it went from there, right? A bunch of people jumped on it. And it's like, what is stopping the Hbar ecosystem, right, from doing that? Every so often, right? So you can see on my feed here, I'm literally just going through and liking and retweeting. Some of them I've missed because some of them are newer and I haven't seen them yet. But you can literally see me live going through and just liking and retweeting all of them. So again, that's literally all it takes. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated, but it's really a personal choice. Do you want to see Hbar trending? Do you care enough about the ecosystem? Do you want to? It has nothing to do with money, any of that stuff, right? So I do believe it pushes the ecosystem a lot further than you guys realize for sure. And again, shout out to everyone that did it. Gilmore, before I kick it to ETA swap, what are your thoughts about what you saw in the ecosystem yesterday in terms of overall engagement?
So, I mean, the first thing is everybody's got to realize that, snowball is created one snowflake at a time. Same thing with a wave, with one drop of water at a time. When we all come together, we can make these snowballs, we can make these waves, and we can crash down onto the public and really open their eyes to Hedera and what it offers, what you could build on it, the community, how supportive everybody is. And yeah, I mean, you saw it. It takes one post and for the community to attack it one person at a time, and look what happens. We get Hbar trending, and now not only are people seeing the posts that the engagement, but now they're seeing all the posts that anybody's posted on Hbar now that it's trending. So like I said, one step at a time, and when it comes to marketing, we've heard a lot of issues with Hedera's marketing, but if you look at it, they're a Web3 company, they're a Web2 company when it comes to, hash graphs to the product, Hedera is the company, Hbar is the currency, Hbar variants or the community. Yeah, the only thing that's really that you can compare it to in real businesses out there, it's kind of like Apple. Okay, at the end of the day, Apple, they sell touchscreen cell phones and computers. Okay. The thing that makes Apple's product so good is their community marketing. You talk to anybody that owns an iPhone and they do the marketing themselves just by talking about it.
Yeah.
It's very similar to these Web3 companies that are marketed by their community. if you're upset with Hedera's marketing, it's tough to say, but sometimes you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what can I do better as a marketer? Something that I love. At the end of the day, if you're really an Hbar, if you really support Hedera and Hbar, you're going to be preaching the good. And when people come into the community and start looking at posts and all they see is the community talking negative, they're going to not even going to try it.
Oh, for sure.
And I understand, there's some bad things that are happening with, different people. But just because we have one or two bad apples doesn't mean that we should be bashing Hedera in general. I just don't think it's necessarily right. Yes, should we call these individual bad apples out? Yes, absolutely. But the verbal should be directed towards these individuals, not towards Hedera. And you shouldn't necessarily ask, oh, well, what is this Hedera doing about it? Well, legally, they might not even be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
So they might not be able to give you an answer. And but at the end of the day, you as a community member, you can call out the individuals with no problem, but to slander Hedera, you're getting nowhere. You won't get anywhere doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. Like yesterday, I meant seeing that. We should see that every day. Everybody should be very vocal about how they feel about the good of Hedera and everything you can do with it. And then it's vocalizing who's doing the wrongdoing, not necessarily Hedera. Because like I said, they could be doing a bunch of things on the back end to punish changes. To talk about it or defend themselves in these situations.
Yeah, brother, there's a whole world of legal aspects on all this, and that's why I continue to implore, everyone publicly, hey, like, this kind of stuff takes time. I know in Web3 things move so fast. It feels like forever. Every week feels like a year, whatever, but there is legal, logistical aspects to this whole space that has to be respected in some capacity, right? It is important to ask the question. Yeah, I mean, it's so important to ask questions, to not be quiet, and arguably we're not being quiet. We're going to continue to talk and be as loud as possible every single day, right? That's why we show up every single day, right? We're not going to put things under the rug. And we're just going to, but also I want to be as responsible with the platform, our voices, right? And continue to bring people, right? If it's all pure negativity and hatred to the chain, like, I'll be completely blunt. Like, if that's all what the culture of Hedera is, any chain really, like, I'll leave the chain like in a heartbeat, right? Like, I wouldn't even second guess it, right? Like, I'm not here to perpetrate any of that, right? I'm not here to, the culture is what ultimately dictates price, a lot of price action stuff, a lot of tokens, a lot of onboarding, a lot of devs, right? Like, if people just don't want to be here for whatever reason, they're going to go elsewhere, right? That's just what happens, regardless of how we're supported in any capacity from the higher ups. Again, I think just having the facilitation, having the right lines of communication open, whether it's through LinkedIn or whatever, like, those inroads have to be had first before we complain, right, in a space on a show, right? Which, again, I'm trying my best to have those conversations on the back end, try to network with people, right? And there's only so much that could be done, right, on a show here publicly, right? And there's only so much that can be said, right, publicly as well. There's a lot of stuff that cannot be said publicly, regardless of how bullish it is or exciting, right? So again, just continue to be patient. And we're going to continue to ask questions, right? And continue to network and trust that the right things are going to be done. If they're not, well, guess what? We're going to talk about it, right? We're going to talk about how long is reasonable, how long should we wait, right? Because, again, Web3 moves so fast, and it does feel like such a long time for certain things. But I do believe nothing fundamentally has changed on what I'm seeing in terms of adoption, new builders, the metrics that I'm looking for that make me bullish on Hedera. nothing's changed. If anything, I'm only seeing, you can see my feed, right? And if you guys don't have my notifications on, you can see all the new builders, all the developers, everyone that's contributing to the network, everyone that is still extremely, extremely bullish on the network contributing to it. Like I've seen none of that slow down. And if the price has gone down, like, okay, like that's unfortunate. But if you're also just day trading here and you're just like putting in like I don't want to talk about how much money you're putting into the ecosystem, but like if you're just here to just kind of trade and just like make like $100 or something, like you're not the person essentially that I'm probably talking to. Like I'm talking to someone that's investing in the ecosystem, right? That's genuinely trying to be here over time. And if you're doing that, like just go to Solana, right? Like you can literally just go degen and ape into a random token, right? Like we're literally having conversations about essentially the future of what this technology is going to bring to the table. And if we're wrong about Hedera, then we're wrong, right? But I'm trying to have real, open, honest conversations. And sure, there's going to be degen stuff and you're going to be able to make your money and do your stuff or whatever. But I want to be able to have those real, honest, hard conversations about what is going on in this space. And that includes other cryptocurrencies as well. But Hedera seemingly is the place to be in Web3 and is the chain that is being adopted or is in the conversation, right? I keep talking about being in the conversation is so crucial at this point that if we're not, then I mean, what's the point of what we're doing, right? I only see Hedera continuing to grow in that conversation, and that's extremely important for me. That's one of the most important metrics that I gauge publicly, honestly. And again, if we're not rallying together as a community around either my post, other people's posts, like I said, platforms, content creators, Karate Combat's an example, right? I don't care if you're buying karate tokens or any tokens for that matter. I do care. Are you liking posts that have Hbar in it? That's a builder on Hbar, like that kind of stuff. Again, I'm just gonna keep saying it, right? Like until I see it become normal and our culture really shifts here in Hedera, like we're not going to see what happened yesterday become the norm until it actually becomes the new norm, right? It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I mean, basically either admit to yourself whether you want to contribute to this chain in any capacity like that or not, right? And people will see that and you choose to do with that what you will, right? Like I have to be super honest because I'm super, super passionate about this ecosystem and I want to see it grow, right? I'm literally showing up every day for free outside of our sponsorship here, which again, massive shout out to Gilmore Estates to try my best alongside all of you, right? To push this ecosystem forward as much as humanly possible. Gilmore, Chris, I appreciate you, brother. ETA swap, if you want to jump in, it doesn't have to be about this conversation, but if you want to jump up, share anything, you want to jump on the conversation, that's great as well, brother. We're going to start wrapping up the show here as well. So if you want to say anything, brother, feel free to jump in here. Welcome to the space.
Yeah, sure. Hello, hello everyone. Actually, we have a super interesting date. Like we released advanced stats, so statistics available not only on the Fibama but on Etherswap's website as well. So if you scroll down my feed, you will find the second post from the top. So you can see the breakdowns by swaps volume, swap volume by DEX, by source, by wallet. So if you have any interesting idea what another charts we can provide, so feel free to tell. Probably the most interesting one that like everyone is interested in, it's breakdown by DEX. Yeah, so people always have worrying one DEX like is better than another or something like that. And as we can see, like the amount of swaps is highly dependent on TVL. Yeah, so the more TVL DEX has, the best rate it provides. More often we like swap through the DEX. Yeah. So for somebody who's not familiar with Etherswap, we are DEX aggregator. We gather all the rates from all DEXs and provide the best one to the user so he can swap by the best rate. Yeah, and the majority of the swaps, like 85%, it comes through the Salsa swap. like 10% through each suit, and about like 2-3% through Pangolin and Heliswap. Yeah, unfortunately, but to see that Heliswap and Pangolin has for now has like super small amount of liquidity. Yeah, and that's probably the reason that the amount of swaps is so small. But like not without good news, I've heard that Pangolin is about to release the new version of their smart contracts. Maybe Ipex, you have some more insights about it, because like I just heard of this news a little.
Can you repeat the question you're asking about Pangolin?
Yeah. So I've seen the tweet that Pangolin is about to release the new version of smart contracts.
Oh wow!
Like
I
Pangolin
haven't.
V3.
Oh, that's news to me. I do not know about that, but that's something to look into for sure. I'm gonna have to add that to my notes here.
Yeah, so keep an eye on it. So I believe it would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for more DeFi, right? I think we're gonna see, just here's my personal take as well. We're gonna see actually more DEXs come online sooner than later. Obviously, I could be wrong about that. We have what, 1, 2, 3. I think we have about 4 right now, and you guys can see ETA swap as well. So if you're on the broadcast, you could read the post. I did pull it up as well. Your second post from the feed. I think that chart looks great as well. It looks like the July one just started as well, but. Yeah, so it looks like SauceSwap V1, SauceSwap V2 on the, I'm assuming these are the pools here. Super fascinating. I haven't really heard too much from Heliswap or Pangolin. I have reached out to Heliswap in the past, but I think their time, I think it's like 1 or 2 in the morning for them right now. So they told me that's the reason they haven't come to our show before. Obviously, SauceSwap's doing their thing. I think they do AMAs in the Discord or something. So they've been pretty active. I don't really join them personally. Heliswap, nothing against it, right? I don't normally join them. I'm mainly in spaces, and I don't use Discord a lot, so that's why. Heliswap, Pangolin, again, I haven't really heard too much as of late, so I don't know just kind of where things are with them, but always happy to support our DEXs. And I believe someone mentioned Silk Swap right here. Yeah, Derek. So yeah, he said ETA Swap said on the 4th, so about a week ago. We have decent amount of features in our backlog. We are fully occupied for the next 2-3 months, but yes, we're happy to add all new liquidity providers. So yeah, super excited to see more and watch as the future of our DeFi ecosystem continue to grow. EDA Swap, if you want to give some final words here, give your final take, and then I'll kick it to Chris from Gilmore Estates, and then we'll wrap up the show here, brother.
Yes, thank you. Just wanted to say that we announced a little bit giveaway. So we will share 3,000 Hbar between top 20 users of EtherSwap by volume. So feel free to execute a couple of swaps, and if you jump into the top 20, you will receive a share of 3,000 Hbars. And actually, the live progress can be seen on stats page. Yeah, stats by wallet. So yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Thank you for Mike.
Yeah, brother, appreciate you. Let me see if you guys can see. I actually haven't pulled it up on desktop. I do like the UI. I do like the color scheme. This is actually one of my favorite colors. This light teal. And it's actually the color of your PFP2. It's very clean. I will say that as well. But again, you guys, I didn't know that they're doing a giveaway. Go check out what they are doing here. They are aggregating the deck. Let me pull the post back up here. Oh, it's right here. 3,000 Hbar. Here, I'll just pull it up really fast. 3,000 Hbar, top 20 wallets by trading volume. Go check out what ETA Swap is doing as well. Appreciate you coming up, brother. Gilmore Estates, if you want to jump back in, give a final take before we wrap up the show here, I will kick it to you, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for providing us with the space to speak, IPEX, every single day. It's very appreciated. And for all the listeners, thank you for listening day in and day out. And just keep on promoting the positivity, keep on bringing it, and promote the good word of the day.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone that came up to speak here today. We are going to shut down the space here. Again, don't forget to like and retweet the show. And with that, we will be shutting the Hbar Daily Show here today. I will catch you all tomorrow for our Wednesday show. And we're going to start shaking some things up a bit. But guess what? It is going to take every single Hbar community member that is still left here in the ecosystem to show up. I can retweet one another, push one another. I think these are absolute rookie numbers that we're seeing in the ecosystem. And arguably, it's up only from here, no pun intended, with Karate Combat. Much love, you guys, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace, y'all.